Eric with Team Eccentric, and I'm bringing you guys my Pendulum Magician deck profile. Honestly, I really like this deck. I really enjoy its playstyle. I've been testing it a lot recently, playing it at locals. I haven't topped the locals with it yet, just because I feel like there are cards that interact better with the deck than what I'm playing currently right now. But I'm just kind of profiling this right now for you guys because I used this in the duel video against TJ. It was his Odd Eyes versus my Pen Magicians, and if you guys need a link, I will leave a link in the description box below to that particular video. But we will get into this profile. So starting off with the main deck, I'm playing triple Astrograph Sorcerer. This is honestly probably one of my favorite cards in the deck, not only because of the artwork, but also because of the interaction it has with a lot of your pendulums. For example, one of your pendulum monsters is destroyed, you can just kind of throw this down, and it keeps your resource pool flowing. So it keeps your resources coming, keeps your plays going, and it just allows you to really build up a lot of advantage in card economy, which is very important in the game right now. So I play 3 of this. I would consider dropping this to 2 if pendulums basically, if Master Rule 4 didn't really completely destroy the pendulum mechanic. I would probably consider dropping this to 2, but I don't know, I like 3 of this. So I play 3 of that. I play, now getting into the Magician Engine, 3 double Iris Magician. The reason why I play 3 is because it's obviously very imperative. It searches all of your pendulum graph cards. After that, I play 3 Harmonizing Magician. This card allows you to go into Exceeds and Synchros very easily. However, it cannot be special summoned from the extra deck, so you need to make sure that when you utilize this card, it's very imperative that you consider it the use that you're, why you're utilizing the card. After that, we're getting into triple Purple Poison Magician. Very good. Scale 1, so your low scale, and also it has an effect. Before damage calculation, you can destroy it and then target a dark spellcaster, make it give it an extra 1200 attack points, and its destruction effect is removal, so very good. I play triple Black Fang Magician. Main reason is just so that I have an extra magician, because I know a lot of people only play 2, but I like the 3 honestly. Plus, it allows you to recur magicians from grave, which can be very helpful in certain niche situations. And then the star of the deck, in my personal opinion, triple Wisdom Eye Magician. This card just allows you to net so much advantage in card economy. This card was even amazing in its own format, and the fact that it made a huge comeback now is awesome in my opinion. It's one of my favorite cards in the deck. And then for 2 one-of Magicians, I play 1 Oath Dragon and 1 White Wing Magician. Now, the particular reason why I play the White Wing is just as an extra tuner, because sometimes your Harmonizing Magicians can't be used for Synchros, Exceeds, or any kind of other summons except for with Magicians, and sometimes you want to keep other Magicians on board for other particular plays. So White Wing Magician kind of helps with that scenario. However, it is banished when it leaves the field, so but you can use the Omega to send it back, which I actually have done in testing. Also, Oath Dragon is really good because it allows you to recur resources from the top of your extra deck, which can also be very imperative. So that is the Magician Engine. We have a lot of 3-ofs in here. However, the deck is very, being that there's a lot of 3-ofs, it's very consistent. You don't really brick, especially with this engine. It's just really good. So now we're moving into the other engines of the deck. We have triple Skulker Bad Joker, searches any of the other cards in your deck. We have double Pendulum Sorcerer. It just kind of interacts with the Pendulum Magicians really well. And on top of that, this is what you would use to continue cycling your Skulker Bat Jokers through your deck, or from your deck to your hand, so you can Pendulum Summon this, destroy your Pendulum Magicians from your scales or your monster zones, search these, and also, if you so chose, you can also use your Astrograph Sorcerer to interact with that to create really strong play strings and chain links So then after that, we're getting into the random monsters. We're playing one Archfiend Eccentric, namesake of my channel, guys. Archfiend Eccentric is actually probably my favorite Pendulum monster in the entire game. I just love the artwork. I love the way the card interacts with certain, it's just spot removal for Pendulum. It's just generic spot removal, and it's a scale 7, which kind of helps. It's pretty good. And then after that, we're getting into the hand traps. I would play Ghost Ash if I owned it, but I only own Ghost Ogres. So I play triple Ghost Ogre and one Max C. Max C right now is really, really pretty good, and at the same time pretty bad. If you drop it at the wrong time, it's a -1, but if you drop it at the right time, it can plus you so hard. Ghost Ogres are actually really good right now, and that's that. So that's it for the monster lineup. Now we're getting into the spells. We're playing triple Duelist Alliance. This card searches anything with Pendulum in its name. So you can search the Pendulum Graphs, you can search your Pendulum Sorcerer, you can literally search anything with Pendulum in its name. You can also search your Double Iris because it counts as a Pendulum Dragon card. So this is really, really good. Then after that, I have two Star Pendulum Graphs. The reason why I have two is because I am playing Pot of Desires in this build. So if you banish one, you can always have the other one. Also, if your opponent removes one or destroys one, you still have an extra copy just in case. Because this card, I feel, is actually very advantageous. Especially if you have Wisdom Eye with another Magician and this in your opening hand, you can set up really, really good boards. So I play two of that. After that, I play Double Desires. I don't really like Desires in this deck. However, I do agree that Desires is imperative right now, only because of the fact that you want to see as many combo cards in your hand as possible. With a deck like this, you're playing 3 copies of almost everything. So Pot of Desires doesn't really hurt you as much unless you just banish all 3 of your copies, which is very unlikely to happen, mathematically speaking. And on top of that, just seeing as many, like in other decks, you only want to see certain cards. For example, and I hate to go back to this example because everybody knows that this is my favorite deck, but Mermaids. You want to see Prince, you want to see Dragoons, you want to see Teus, you want to see Diva. So the Desires isn't as optimal. However, in this deck, you just want to see as many different Pendulum monsters as possible. It doesn't matter what they are, you just want to see them. So the Desires honestly helps you with that. Also, it's deck thinning. And then for the last spell card, I play one Pendulum Call. Honestly, this card is kind of a brick. The only reason why I play one is because it can be really, really good in niche situations or in situations where you need 2 scales and you have another card in your hand. So this card is honestly, it's good in particular situations, and in other situations it's absolute trash. But you do need it because it is a searcher for the Pendulum Magician archetype. And then after that, for the last 2 cards in my main deck, I play 2 trap cards in the forms of the Time Pendulum Graphs, rather. This card is amazing. This card is probably the best disruptive card that Pendulums have, and I absolutely love it. It's just amazing. This card is wonderful. I wouldn't play any more than 2 personally, unless, the monster lineup change or something, but I just think 2 is optimal. 1, you are playing Desire, so 1 is just not optimal whatsoever. 1 is not enough, 3 is too much, as, always with a lot of certain cards. So now we're getting into the extra deck. I am playing 2 Time Star Magician. A lot of people only play 1. I like 2. I like just being able to search all of my Pendulum guys. It's just really, really good. After that, I play 1 number 41 Baguska, the Terribly Tired Tapir. This card is great. It's a defensive skill drain with an ass of 2,000 and an attack of 21. It's really, really good. After that, for the rank 4s, I play the Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion. This card has led to a lot of OTKs, as well as it's very good for clearing out a lot of different cards. I actually was able to get over a Chaos Max using this, so this card is really, really good against Chaos Max because it doesn't target when it makes a monster 0. I also play the 1 Trapeze Magician. This is kind of an inherent out to Trick Stars, and on top of that, it can be very, very useful. And then for the other rank 4s, kind of a niche rank 4, but really, really cool, really, really fun to play, is the Karen Gorgon. Karen Gorgon honestly sets up a lot of really, really good boards because you can, if your opponent has some kind of spot removal, you can always just kind of redirect their target, as long as it's an appropriate target, to another card. So, which I have done before. My opponent tried MSTing my trap card, and I also had the purple poison, and I had this on board, so I detached with this and made them destroy my purple poison, which thus destroyed their monster. It was very, very good. That was a casual game, but it was really, really good. Then after that, I play one Evil Swarm Nightmare. Honestly, this card is hilarious. You know, setting up first turn. You can see that a lot of these are going first. Like these guys are going first. These guys are kind of going second. And then for the last rank 4, I play one Abyss Dweller. Sorry about that, clear guys. One Abyss Dweller. It's just, you know, it's a very, very good card going first. So that is it for the rank 4s. Now we are getting into the synchros. We're playing one Enlightenment Paladin. This card is clutch in this deck. This card is amazing. I love this card. Now we're playing one Saffron Moto Omega. I was considering honestly bumping this up to 2 because going first, this deck kind of capitalizes on going first. So like you can make rank 4, or you can make rank 4s, you can make level 8 synchros, and just kind of like make Omegas and just kind of loop your opponent's hand away. It's really, really good. After that, I play the one Supreme King Dragon Clearwing. Has a built-in Raigeki type effect, and on top of that, it's just a 25 beater. Does really, really good stuff. One Ignister because it's a staple in Pendulum decks. Ignister has always been good in Pendulum decks, and it will always be good in Pendulum decks. And the fact that you can make it in this deck is great. And then I play one Crimson Blader, and that is it for the synchros guys. Crimson Blader is kind of more for those decks like, you know, Mermails, Blue Eyes, things like that. It's pretty useful, honestly. I wouldn't cut this personally. I actually really, really like Crimson Blader, especially right now. Especially if you use this on a Spiral player before they can get their Sleeper or their Master Plan out. It's really, really good. So that's it for the synchros. And now for the links. I do play 2 link monsters in this extra deck, and honestly, they're just there so that I can bring out more pendulums from the extra deck. I play one Proxy Dragon and one Decode Talker. That's it. Only links I play because you generally only need one extra deck monster on the board, but if you ever need to bring out multiple pendulum monsters and you have the resources to make these can actually advance your game state in that way. So that is it for my Pendulum Magicians, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Give me your thoughts on this particular build. I will be potentially building a second copy of this deck, but I may incorporate the Ariande / Solemn Engine in, just so that I can, you know, just make the deck that much more capable at establishing turn 1 boards with counter traps. However, this deck honestly has been doing okay. I feel like, you know, there are some cards that could be changed, some cards that could be altered, some, you know, parts of this list that I may consider, reviewing and kind of changing the direction of the way this deck is playing. The deck does not play in any way, shape, or form bad, but you know, there are some things that I find kind of questionable about my own list, which is great because I can be objective about my own lists. I can look at my lists and see what's wrong with them, and you know, I would actually appreciate it if you guys also commented and let me know what you thought. You know, what could change about this list, what's good about this list, you know, what have you. But as always, guys, Eric here with Team Eccentric, and I am signing out. Rate and subscribe, leave your comments and ideas in the comment section below, and don't hesitate to give us respectful suggestions on content you want to see. Eric on behalf of the team saying take care, and Team Eccentric out.